So we're taking in a little bit of time for the next 10, 15 minutes to catch up with Daniel, who's been one of our Fit Pros in working with us for the last couple of months, and we're just going to find out where he was, where he's at now, and how things have then changed for him in the last number of weeks. So, Daniel, just to kick us off, give us a little bit of an insight into your business in terms of like where was it a couple of months ago?
So a few months ago, I was working just as a personal trainer in the gym. Had a very small social media following, and was just going through the motions, posting now and again. Normally, whenever I was panicking for revenue, so I wasn't very consistent with it. Had no system. Just the usual, putting up some motivational stuff, client testimonials, and some food and nutrition information. That was the height of it. I couldn't get behind the social media because I wasn't getting the, I couldn't see that it wasn't justifying the effort that I was putting into it for the return of investment that I was getting in my time.
Talk to me a bit more. So, having been like personal trainer myself before, having worked alongside you, like where are we at in terms of time, in terms of hours per week you were putting in, and where are we at revenue wise with your business at that time?
Cool. So I'm PTing for like 4 years, 5 years. Started complete grassroots level, doing the boot camps, working in the gym, building my business up. And I suppose you would say I had a successful business in that my business would never drop under 40 hours unless I was taking time off. But at the beginning of last year, then I've had some good transformations over the year. I've got a good reputation. I think business was never really an issue, but I was starting to get frustrated at working with clients who didn't have the same aspirations as me. I almost felt like I'd outgrown my clients over the years. And you're sort of at a catch there because they're willing to pay you the money. So you're still getting the money, but they're not working towards the results. So I just knew that I needed to move on in some capacity. Um, and like fitness is all I know. It's all I've ever done. With regards to revenue then, tell it how it is straight, I was probably doing about 4 grand a month steadily. Um, that's pre-tax, obviously. So yeah, that's where I was at that time. So I just needed something to move me forward. But um, bar you, I couldn't see a way of getting myself to the level of income that I desired. And I was starting to get frustrated, and I knew I wanted to stay in fitness because I couldn't, and I wanted to be self-employed. I couldn't go and work for someone. Um, and that's really why I made the leap in to join you.
I got you. Were you doing any online stuff? Had you dabbled a little bit in the online side of things alongside the personal training before working with us?
Yeah, I did. So I tried some Facebook ads myself, just Googling online, very minimal now and again. Didn't understand you know, the guidelines that Facebook had. Once you start putting some money into paid advertising, there's rules and restrictions. So things weren't working, ads were getting declined. I was just posting regularly, maybe a few times a week. I didn't have the drive to be like continually on it on a daily basis, uploading Instagram stories or Facebook stories. So it was just random posts. And maybe every now and again I would get like a few £100 extra from a client, or maybe get a personal training client out of that and sign them up to maybe like a £400 block. But I suppose you could say I was maybe doing an extra 500 to £1,000 through social media whenever I put the effort to get in. But again, I would be inconsistent with the effort at that time.
How'd you manage to get it beyond like a couple of £100 in sales or revenue?
Nah, the only way I could do that, actually, just before I jumped in with you, just from some advice that you'd given me over the years, I sort of bumped my personal training package in line with an online product. So I added on like some online support for an extra couple of £100. So each time the clients were signing up and renewing with me, the few months leading up to working with you, I was getting about £600 a client. That was like 10 PT sessions and then some online support over 5 weeks. The advantage that I did have from doing that before coming in, I started to develop a product. So it was like documenting all my information and giving something of substance and that makes a substantial impact in the client, to justify the support and the benefit of working online as well as PT sessions.
What were the main things? So making that transition then from personal trainer, gym floor, 40, 50 hours a week, couple of K a month, what were the big things you were actually struggling with within the next kind of logical step that is an online business? What was holding you back from getting there by yourself?
I didn't know what to do. That's like I hadn't a clue. It was like I was just, it's so.
Go specific, like specifically whenever you say you don't know what to do, like specifically, like I mean we got the sales, we got the marketing, we have the pipeline side of things, we have the fulfillment side of things. Like what was it that you were like, I really have no idea where to go?
Any of it, I like to put it blunt. What I was doing is mirroring, mimicking what I seen everybody else doing online. So you're, you know, if, just giving out some information to try and bring the type of clientele that you wanted to work with just through social media posts, and then almost hoping that the work was going to come to you. I didn't know how to go fishing or to go hunting um, for clients, you know. I had no idea about an online business. I didn't have a business. I was posting on social media the same way people do. There was no fucking business to it. You know?
I got you, man. So tell us then a little bit about what has then actually changed. Like, let's talk about, I mean, the main things, I'll guide this a little bit in terms of what you now offer and the value that you now have attached to your package, and then talk about, I mean, packages sold and where your revenue is now.
Got it. Okay, so whenever I jumped on board with you, the first thing to do was to develop a product that was going to be able to justify a high-end, a high-ticket offer. So, like I said, I've been documenting some stuff. I'm very self-assured of my skills and my ability to coach someone from A to B. So taking the time to, write a body transformation guide, develop a digital product, and then obviously the right structure over a period of 12 weeks to be able to guide someone to a specific goal and setting achievable goals for individual clients. That in itself allowed me to start thinking a bit bigger, because I felt then I had a product, whereas whenever I was on the gym floor, I felt like I was still just trading my time. I felt like a trainer just trading my time to put people through an exercise. Now I had a product, I started to think different. And that allowed me to justify the price then. So I decided that I was going to work on a 12-week program with clients, and that program would be tailored specifically to the individual. So normally I set guidelines of around a 20-pound fat loss in 12 weeks. And then I have a specific demographic that I want to work with. With regards to how much I'm charging for that, then at the moment I've attached £1,500 of value to that plan, which is absolutely more than justifiable for the amount of effort, not the amount of effort, for the package in itself. And I understand that I'm charging for a service and a product to get someone from A to B, and I'm not trading my time for 35 or 40 pound an hour.
Tell us then about how many people you then enrolled in the last number of weeks.
Okay, so I'm now working with you 12 weeks, and if I call it straight, it took me 3 weeks to write the product and get it where I wanted it. That was solely my doing, not your doing. I started selling then 3 weeks in. I sold 13. I made 13 online sales and had 4 refunds due to buyer's remorse. So it's easy to see now that there's a lot of value when you're selling to someone, but for some people, parting with that amount of money pulls it back. So I've total revenue then so far is 9 sales and 12,500, and that's in 9 weeks. So I basically 3x my monthly income.
How do you feel about that?
Delighted.
What has been so, like, on serious notes that we've taken, or you have to take a lot of credit yourself. So you went from doing a couple £100 online, like selling like low value based services. You've now got 9, almost 10 paying clients, like 12, 13K in the best part of 9 weeks. Roughly not a million miles away from an extra 6K-ish of new revenue per month.
Yes.
In your business. What kind of things then have you learned along the way now in hindsight, seeing what you actually then need to do, the offer, the marketing, the selling side of things, what have been the biggest takeaways for you?
The biggest thing for me is understanding that there is value in going to someone who's already where you want to be. It's just reaching out and asking for help. Because I would like it 100%. If I was to sit and Google how to do all this and watch YouTube videos till the cows come home, I still wouldn't have been able to navigate myself around everything that needs done. It's a different gravy, man. It's not, you're not personal training anymore. You're running a business. That gives you a lot of fulfillment as well. You know, you got to deal with your marketing. You've got to deal with your ads, your copywriting, your management. But for me, from the fulfillment side of things is, and this is going to sound cheesy, obviously the money is nice, but I'm actually working with clients that want the results. It's so fulfilling, man. Like I have 9 guys and they're absolutely clean smashing it. And, you know, it's exciting to get up and work with people like that every day. And obviously the higher, bringing in more income as well is pleasurable.
Yeah, well, you've now got something that's serving both ways, where you're bringing
Yes.
and attracting the kind of caliber of clients that you want, that are going to produce the work, they're going to be committed, they're paying a little bit more of a premium, and you then get what you want from it. And you now have a business then that is serving you and generating 10x what you were online.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's a right way. And that's a massive mind shift as well. Knowing, like, you know, you've got a business that makes an impact, and you deserve the reward for the work that you're putting in. You know.
Awesome. Last one or two things, like going into 2020 now, you've seen what you've been capable of doing in the last couple of weeks and literally just starting to scratch the surface. Where do you think your business is going to be in the next 6 months?
I think it's just important to go back about where my revenue came from. That revenue came from organic. That hasn't even come from paid traffic yet. I'm only starting paid traffic, so that's pretty exciting as well. Yeah, I have no doubt that I'll be doing the goal is to be doing 20 grand of revenue a month. I'm pretty certain that I can do that within the next few months. For me personally, my primary goal now is to walk away from personal training in the gym and be specifically online. And I think it's important to say as well that anybody that knows me personally will know I'm not a tech guy, and I never thought that this was something that I would do. But the skill set that I've learned has made me grow and expand tremendously, and I love it. I've got more structure, I've got more freedom of time, and I've got clarity on how to build a lifestyle, how to build the amount of revenue that how to generate the amount of income I want to support the lifestyle that I want to live. So yeah, it's going to be an exciting next few months, next year.
Awesome. Just before we sign off, lastly, like, what would you then say to like a FitPro personal trainer, studio owner, or whatever that's going to be like coming across me, client success, listening to things like this? I mean, it's an industry that gets bombarded with a lot of fake news, and it can be at times difficult to separate the good guys from the bad guys, who's telling the truth and who's not. So, on hindsight, again, having gone through everything, what would you say to someone who's like in the business where you were and is thinking about doing something like this?
The first thing that I would say to anyone who's thinking about doing this is to make sure that you can deliver the result, because investing heavily in yourself and not being able to deliver a result for that client, you're going to sink. So that's the first thing. If you're competent and confident in your ability to develop a program that can get somebody an impactful result, then you've got to jump at this opportunity. Like I said, for me, more revenue, more freedom of time. These are things that I thought were going to take me years to get to there. They're the personal benefits. With regards to the program, I'm working with you and your guys specifically. It's insane. I don't know what other way to put it. Like, it's hard to actually put into words the amount of support, guidance, and structure and help that you get towards your business. You must be prepared to do the work yourself. You know, nobody's going to do the work for you, but you've all the support and all the guidance you need to build yourself. Well, if you take yourself, for example, you're doing a 7-figure business. So, yeah, don't be put off as well if you're not not exactly tech savvy. The instructions are very clear cut, and the system is designed to get you from A to B. Everybody in the group wants to see everybody win.
Awesome. Perfect. Thanks for taking the time.
Cool, man. Thanks.